Hello, welcome to Talking Horses. Greg Wolf filling in for Andy Serling. Day off today with Anthony Stabile. And a couple of, certainly one really big scratch on this card today. Starting out the pick six.
Yeah, that scratch and race for the Johnny Wong not shipper.
Fantail, yeah.
Yeah, Fantail will not be playing today. So Eagles won't be playing. Fantail won't be shipping up today. I know the Johnny Wong horses, I'm pretty sure they're down in Philly. He flew into Philly earlier this week. So, yeah, makes that race a little bit more interesting, I think, a little bit more wide open.
I know, I'm very scared of that race now without that horse in there. All right, let's get through the business, and we'll get to it because I know we're running a little bit late today. Get signed up, started.
Land the confusion around here.
Oh, yeah. NYRA Bets, $200 deposit match sign-up bonus. You can play everything this afternoon and much more by just getting signed up with that new promo code, Match200 for new members. Go to nyrabets.com. And bet any track, anywhere, anytime. Middle pick 4, we always like to promote.
Race number 3 today on the 9-race card. Can never start with the pick 6. There's the hit and split.
Love this.
That's cash, folks. That's cash money.
Did you do this last week?
I missed. I swung and missed.
Okay.
But that's in races 7, 8, and 9 today. And again, that's a cash split. That's not this points nonsense that other places do. Cash money. Cash rules everything.
Money in the account.
As the Wu-Tang would say, cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all.
All right, so it makes that a must play. Take a look at that late pick 3, and get that part of that pot. We are on today, FS1, 2:30 Eastern start time. We will see you then.
We got all kinds of action today. Andy's not here, and I have a lunch bet today with my man Travis. I have the New York Football Giants today. To get rid of that skull nonsense. There'll be no Vikings after today. And I'm not a Giants fan. I don't root for anybody in football. I root for the fantasy football. It's not a NYRA league. It's the Gate League. Yeah, the Smokies won the Gate League this year. I root for the Smokies. I don't root for anybody else.
Okay.
So I'll be rooting for the New York Football Giants.
All right. Good luck to you today.
Thank
good
you,
luck
sir.
to. Well, I'm a Niners fan, but good luck to anyone rooting for the Giants today.
You got your business taken care of yesterday, my man.
Let's get into it. $10,000 claiming race to start off the card at Aqueduct, 1-turn mile. Obviously, Indian Bella is going to get a lot of support in here. The two really main players in this race, they're getting up there. 8-year-old mares, both of them.
Love it.
The 1 and the 3. I just thought she has faced so much superior competition.
Indian Bella has.
Yeah, Indian Bella. And look, she's an 11-time winner. She knows how to win. Obviously, it's a tough race at Parks. The winner of that race is a 7-time winner who's won 3 of the last 4. Before that, Well Spent, who's won 2 in a row. Actually, is a 7-time winner as well. Figures-wise, if she even runs, I think even a fraction of what she's used to, her B race, B+, she wins this race.
Greg, it was recency for me. Verady has had some recent races. They weren't good, but I'll say this. You brought up the age, right? They're both 8 years old now. As Verady has gotten older, I just don't think she likes the moisture in the track. And she gets back to a fast track for the first time. It was 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. I want 1s and 3s to start the early pick 5. They're the 2 favorites. If somebody else wins this race, I would be kind of surprised.
Yeah, Veradia too. You look at those last 2 starts. I mean, she had been actually really, really consistent until those last 2. Those were both wet tracks. Maybe throw those away.
As she gets older, I just don't think she handles the moisture anymore. And she's getting back to a distance that she's a little bit better at, I think. I think stretching out to the miles a little bit better for her. Especially as they get older, maybe it develops a little too quickly in the sprint races. I took her with the recency and getting back to dry ground.
It really seems like those 2. All right, let's move on to race 2. Pick 4 starts here. $8,000 claiming race. 1-turn mile in this spot. Crypto Cash. Some question marks, obviously, because the last time we saw this horse, 6-year-old now, was eased and walked off. But this horse is faced, again, so much better. Figures are so much better. I couldn't try and beat him in here.
Yeah, I mean, if he runs back to one of his last 5 races, he's going to win. He's going to win here. But he has the eased. We haven't seen him in a while. He has the voided claim in his last start, and now he's in for the bottom. We talked about that. The bottom's changed. It's down to 8 now. It was 10, 12, 5. It's a little bit different now. The 20 was not the bottom, so it's not like was in for the bottom and back in for the bottom. He was not in for the bottom. Now he's in for the bottom.
And that race, even, I mean, too bad. He faced Mount Travers. Mount Travers.
All those horses the horses he's faced on his card.
Yeah, he was 3rd against Amundsen. Last Chance at Glory is going to be a big favorite today.
The horses he beat for 16 back on March 25th of last year would trounce these horses. I went with the Hot Barn. Amir Shashakli's horses have all been running for the most part. So the theme for me in the early double was get away from the horses who ran on wet tracks the last couple of times, who have the recency over the favorites who do not have the recency coming off the bad form. I went to Supply Chain, just like I said, getting off the 2 wet tracks. Now this horse, unlike Viridia, had not had any success on wet tracks. This horse's 2 wet track races are abysmal. Clearly the worst 2 races of his career. I think the best race of his career, save the 1 turf race, was on the dirt. I'll take him for the hot barn, going back to dry ground.
I want to go to Umbria for a minute, the 2 in here, who you have third, I have third. Source actually, I think, has the ability to be the quickest horse in this race. Source actually has sprint speed.
He does.
Well, in the mud, that was a couple back, really didn't show up. But the time this horse actually won at a mile came from last to win.
Problem was last time. He ran for a half mile, first off the Horacio de Paz claim, and he stopped. I mean, he just stopped. And you could say, well, he went fast early.
Cuts in half, though.
But you said it. He has sprint speed, and he stopped on the dime last time. Was it the blinkers? I don't know. Blinkers didn't seem to bother him when he was going 46-3 through the opening half mile. Yeah, he cuts in half. He drops to the bottom. He's the third likeliest. He's the third horse for me, simply because he may have found a bunch of horses that he can get in front of and just keep going. So I'll use the 3 of them. I'll use 2s, 5s, and 6s.
All right. I put Texas Tower second in there. He's actually won gate to wire last start, more of a Finger Lakes horse, but I thought he could maybe, if Umbria does go, which I think he should, and Jose Gomez is pretty good about being aggressive and sending when he has the ability with a horse to do it. This horse has shown the ability to sit back and make a run. So I threw Texas Tower in second in there. Crypto Cash doesn't show up.
All righty.
Race 3. $25,000 claiming race, 1 turn mile again. And survey says for you, the 1 here, Vegas weekend.
This was a kind of race where Andy and I talk about this all the time. You had to make a pick in here. I really didn't want to make this pick. I really don't want to pick anybody in here. But she's the kind of horse, I think she just kept some better company throughout her career. If you wanted to anoint a horse the class of this race, it would be her. Trade Secret looks like she's kept better company, but she's run against straight 3-year-olds, and some of those races where the tag's been higher has been against restricted claiming horses. And Vegas weekends just run against exponentially better. She has a little pace to run at in here. And she, Andy hates betting entries. This is a great example as to why you hate betting entries, because Chasing Bryn's going to take some money in here. I don't like Chasing Bryn for a quarter in here. I don't know which one of them they'll be betting. They'll probably be betting Vegas weekend.
They're tough to separate. They both have a shot.
They're tough to separate. Yeah. So with that said, individually maybe they're each 2-1 or 5-2. Together they're 7-5. Yeah. You got to take the brunt of it. But I thought Vegas weekend was going to be tough in here. Trade Secret, I'm not going to ignore Linda right now. It's about Amira's barn. Linda's barn is going guns blazing right now as well. I'm not going to ignore Linda's barn. Trade Secret, she's a filly who has plenty of speed. She's a black belt.
Probably gets a lead, right?
Figures to be the speed in here, but that could put Trade Secret in a very nice spot right off of she's a black belt, who kind of has to prove she wants to go to miles. She's 0 for 3 at the distance, so it puts Trade Secret in a cozy stalking spot off of she's a black belt. Again, kind of chalky for me. I'll take 1s and 5s.
Yeah, going through this card, I tried to find prices, and
there's some short fields and there are some logical races.
At the end of the day, I felt these.
That's why early on
I was disappointed in myself.
Yeah, early on I tried Supply Chain. You try Viridia as the second or third choice. I tried to get a little creative because, it does look like, especially now with Foxtail coming out, I was trying to get creative underneath. Now the underneaths are going to take shorter prices because the big favorite's going to be out of there.
We go through pick 5 or pick 6 and pause?
We'll take a break after race 5.
Okay, so let's move on to the pick 6. 6 furlongs, $25,000 claiming race, non-winners at 3 life. Huge change in here with Fantail coming out, who figures-wise was a standout in here, even though I thought that field was very suspect that she beat, but she dominated that group. She's out. Does that make you take, with that happening here, Reigning Chick, I think, becomes pretty heavy favorite probably in this spot. But I'll get to that in a minute. Reigning Chick, you look at all 3 of her sprints. The best races she's ever run. The one thing, they've all been at 7 furlongs, but figures-wise, very good efforts.
The best race she ever ran was the 9 furlong race, was in the Busanda, which we ran yesterday. Her Busanda was the best race she's ever run when she was third to Magic Circle last year.
Not the figures I look at.
Oh, okay. Well, the buyer fig, it was clearly the race.
I mean, it was
she's
up
ever
there,
run.
yeah. But she's been very good sprinting.
She has. And what I will say about the race 2 back, that race you just saw her winning, she got a heck of a setup. I mean, that caliber, the 25-2 left, they went 22 and change, 46 and change. And I know she did not get away from there cleanly. I hated her that day. And she made me look like an idiot. She just
Blew by that field.
Yeah, she blew by them like they were standing still. She's going to be a short price in a race that does not feature a lot of speed. There was a version of Beautiful Karen that would, I don't want to say she would destroy this field, but she'd get in front of this field and they'd have a tough time catching her. I'm hoping that the combination of Jose Gomez, those blinkers that went on last time where she was in a race where it was impossible for her to see the lead. They went 44 and 3. She had zero chance to see the lead, and she was not that far off of it. And she goes from a race where it was impossible for her to see the lead to a race where if she breaks cleanly, it's impossible for her to not be on the lead. With the scratch of Fantail, it's funny. There are times where horses look like they're going to be very tough. I hate to use the word unbeatable. Fantail looked pretty unbeatable today. I almost think Beautiful Karen might prove tougher with Fantail out than Fantail would have been had she stayed in the field.
No, it helps her chances, no question.
Because she has such a tactical edge on this field. She is so much faster early than any of these horses in this race. Now, she might not be able to run anymore. She might be done. I completely we'll say that. There is a chance she can't run anymore, and she's done. But if she can run a little bit, she'll beat this field, and she'll beat them bad because she will be absolutely clear in this field.
I expect Lezcano to try and keep at least token pressure on her with a 4. I agree.
I think that was a
quicker.
phony race last time as far as her being close. I don't think she's anywhere near as fast as the 3.
I agree. The
I can
3's
see what you're
faster, but
saying.
someone's got to try and put some pressure on her. So if
I
anyone's
just don't
going to
think
do
they
it, it's that
can.
one. But Reigning Chick might just not matter. I mean, she was so much the best the last time that she sprinted.
This is going 3 quarters now, Greg.
Yep.
This isn't 7. She's never run 3/4 of a mile.
Yep.
And she does not have a ton. There's not a lot of speed in this race. She's the only speed, and she's fast. But we saw the race yesterday. I think it was a great example yesterday how Ikagi got loose on the lead in that race where there was no speed. Ikagi got loose. Jake's Rocks sat second, and they ran 1-2 in a race where there was 6 speed horses in the race. There was 6 speed horses in a race. One horse got loose. The other horse sat second. Second place, the horse that was sitting second gobbled up the speed. They ran 1-2, 2-1 around a racetrack. This race doesn't even feature any speed. So, I mean, I think Beautiful Karen now becomes a very, very likely winner of the 4th race.
Yeah, I'm not. Are you playing early pick 5? Are you playing pick 6, or both?
I'm playing a pick 5. I'm going to try and get Supply Chain home at a little bit of a price. I'm going to try and get Viridian home in a first, and I'm going to single Beautiful Karen.
Single. Wow.
I'm making a
I'm
small- I'm not
definitely
making a
using
big
her
ticket.
protectively. Yeah.
I'm not making a big ticket, but I'm going to try and boot her home in a little bit. And she's don't go by these morning lines now. She's not doing a morning line. She's not going to be 5. She'll be 5-2. If I'm lucky, she'll be 5-2.
Yeah.
The 7-5 morning line favorite out. She's the second choice, third choice, second choice. Yeah.
All right, pick 5.
Late pick 5, race 5.
7/8.
Yes.
Maiden special. I thought both these maiden race a little interesting.
One of the
here.
prettiest horses on the grounds is in this race.
And that would be
The number 4, Ziorati.
first-time starter Rob Falcone.
Robbie
Have you
Falcone.
heard much?
No, haven't heard much. She was she was working up at Saratoga. There was a little buzz on her in
was
Saratoga.
scratched, I think, at the gate at Saratoga.
She has an almost white face. From here down, it's white. Pretty horse. Very, very pretty fellow.
Well, obviously this race goes through, I would say the 6 and the 7, but certainly the 6, especially after what a Colt did yesterday. The Busanda was second to her last time out for Belmont.
Yeah. And this filly ran okay in Saratoga a couple of times, going 5.5 and then 7. And then had a little bit of the break. They stretched her out. She showed speed. She ran okay. Obviously flattered by the horse that beat her last time because she got in front of a colt. And a colt kind of did what she did yesterday. She sat right off of her, gobbled her up, and ran away from her. Yes, it's impressive when you come back and do that in the Busanda.
I mean, even the filly before that, Take Charge Brianna, she stakes placed at Oaklawn. Vava, who was second in there, she was third in that race. Third in the Untappable. She's faced really good company. That makes her the one to beat. We're going to look at the 7, though, LeGros. I like this race.
This was a tough beat. Oof.
She dug in.
This
She
was a
fought
tough
in
beat
this
for my
spot.
man. For Lord Morley. This was a tough beat.
This is the December 4th race in the mud for LeGros. I believe we're going to show it.
Do we have the race, guys?
Here it is. This was Kendrick on board, on the lead, and just fights all the way to the wire against this John Kimmel runner, Divine Cross. And it shows some real gameness in here.
Yep.
And it was at 7 furlongs.
Big effort. Big effort. Now the question is, it's LeGros, by the way, according to Khaleesi, Maggie.
LeGros, thank you.
LeGros. She's probably faster than my Betsy, right? I mean, she is faster than my Betsy. So now she puts my Betsy on the chase today, takes my Betsy's best weapon, I would imagine, her speed away. Maybe LeGros can get the job done on the front end. I'll use those two. Cheryl's Delight took some early money last time. And she didn't do much running. But with her pedigree, debut's going 3/4, now gets 7/8. I wonder if 7/8 is going to be enough. Maybe another stretch out will help her next time. Maybe she needs one more. She'd be the third horse in for me. I'd be a little interested to see what Cheryl's Delight could do. Maybe give her one more, but if your bankroll can allow it, she might be the third one in for me, stretching out a little bit.
All right. I did not want to leave out Avant for Pletcher in here, whatever I'm playing in terms of multi-race wagers. Favored dirt debut last time out and got beat by one who might turn out to be pretty good for Chad Brown and that Juddmonte team with Fireline. Guns and Graces came back as a Chad horse as well. Didn't run that big a number, but 71 buyer for Fireline. Dan produced multiple stakes winning sprinter, another stakes winning sprinter. There's pedigree. Was the favorite last time out, and all of a sudden everyone's given up.
Isn't the problem with her, though, the other speed in here? Can I ask her to rate in here after she, race was kind of slow? I don't know. Listen, it's gonna be the Hall of Famer at a big price. I'm not gonna try to talk you off of it. But my problem was the other speed in here.
Quick for me to jump off Pletcher off a dirt debut with Philly was a favorite with a pedigree.
Fair enough.
So, break?
Sure.
All right, quick break. We'll be back with the Late Pick 4.
For almost 150 years, the Saratoga name has been synonymous with the finest quality, sustainably sourced spring water available anywhere. Saratoga carries on the rich tradition of its forefathers by crafting each stunning blue glass bottle with the same attention to detail and care that has been its hallmark for generations. Visit SaratogaSpringwater.com today or ask for us by name at your local market or restaurant. Saratoga Spring Water. Make every day exquisite.
Andy, I'm sorry. Greg and I were having an off-camera conversation, and I was speaking Andy to him. I didn't realize that not everybody speaks.
I don't speak it, sir.
Nobody speaks Anthony and Andy. I'm sorry. It's just us. It's our own little language.
All right.
6 years together. You've developed your own language, I guess. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We're going on 6.5 years, going on 7.
Wow.
That's
a lot of years.
That's a lot of years.
Yeah, I mean, 16 for me, 2016.
Yeah.
Actually, before that, 2014.
Yeah.
All right, Late Pick 4, maiden special weight, 7/8. Morley Barn has a couple of interesting runners today. LeGros, and then in here, Granny's Connection, who we'll get to in a moment. Sourcing Network, though, going to take a lot of money, obviously, for Chad Brown. I thought this was a strange ride. Kind of put herself in the game, then fell back a little bit. Was she disinterested maybe? And then Manny Franco kind of gets her involved again, and then all of a sudden she kind of kicks in here, third this gray filly on the outside, and she puts in a big run.
Yeah, she it's almost like she ran in spots,
Yeah.
right? And then, I don't know, did the third place horse drifting maybe cost her the win?
I looked.
Wings Like Eagles
got right
kinda cost her the
got
win?
right to her, but didn't come over.
No, I don't mean.
And it says
By-
herded. I didn't really see it. I mean, it came
Yeah,
right up
I
to
don't
her.
feel like hurt it either, but Greg, they can see they can almost feel that, and it's like impending doom.
Yeah.
They can see. I know what that feels like. They can see it coming, and just first time out, just kind of be a little apprehensive, like what's going on here, and maybe cost her just enough momentum. I mean, Granny's Connection ran a bang-up second first time out.
Against Shinful, by the way, who ran a monster figure in that race, came back to win.
Right? And people are going to be scared of it and say, oh, it was a New York Bred race. Don't be scared off by the fact that it was a New York Bred race. Shinful's going to be okay. Shinful came back and ran really well. And I think it's a huge sign of confidence that they're going to run back in the Open Company race. Now, look, I know some of these state bred races aren't going around here. I think that's a testament to the New York Bred program that the state breds run open. I know that's not what the horsemen who have the state breds want to hear. But, I mean, I think it's a vote of confidence that they do run, though, because you could always wait for the state bred race to go. But I think it's a vote of confidence that this horse is running in the Open. We both thought enough to run this horse second, put this horse second. I kind of had enough of Wings Like Eagles.
I didn't like that last race at all.
She's kind of got to win that last race.
We just showed you, too, getting
She's
past.
kind of got to get that. She's kind of got to get the job done last time. I understand Signal for Noise from Noise was 1-5 when she got beat first time out, and she was a turf horse running on dirt, but she improved 10 points last time on the dirt. With that said, I think she has to close the door. She has to finish that job last time, and she didn't. So I'll try and split the favorites with the New York Bred with Granny's Connection. I also thought Carrots and Cake ran okay last time, first time
That
blinkers.
Parks. Yeah.
It was at Parks, but I thought she ran okay with the blinkers last time.
And I'll say that I don't put a lot of stock, especially in first time out numbers with horses. When they're young, they're evolving, because anything could happen going forward.
Mm-hmm.
I will. Chad Brown, most of us expect him to see the bigger improvement second time out, but 60 buyer for Granny's Connection, 76 buyer for Sourcing Network.
Yeah.
Figures I look at, actually, Granny's Connection got the bigger figure in the debut.
Okay.
For what it's worth. So
She
yeah,
ran
I'm
big,
absolutely
she ran
using.
big first time out. Granny's Connection ran a big race first time out.
And Shinful, not as impressive in the next start, but she did come back and win again on a wet track again.
Mm-hmm.
Race 7.
Yep. That's after the sixth.
One turn mile, $40,000 claiming race.
Another chalk ball for me.
We agree.
And
This
you too.
horse looks really tough to beat here, and I don't think he needs to be on the lead to win.
How cool is this horse? 1, 2,
Talking about the
3,
two.
4, 5, 6. Claimed out of 6 consecutive starts, 8 of his last 12. And he takes his game with him.
Yeah.
Takes his
Big
game
fan.
with him. It's the signs of an old pro.
Odds he gets claimed today.
Odds he gets claimed today.
He's 6 now.
I'll take 3 to 10.
Really?
I take 3 to 10.
Really?
Yeah. Of course. I mean, they don't. He not only gets claimed. There's multiple shakes for him. There's 4, 5, 6 in for him every time. I mean, he's Hickory.
Yeah.
I'd never sprint him. If I shook for him, he's running at the shortest distance he's going is 7.
Yeah, much better.
I'm
going
just
further.
waiting for a mile.
Yeah. Which he gets today. He's 3 for 5 at the distance with 2 seconds. He's 2 for 3 at Aqueduct. He's in incredibly sharp form. He's quick, but he doesn't have to be in front. Okay, behind him, the question. You went to Famish, who he handled pretty easily.
Yeah. A little bit of an equipment change for our Aussie deposit. He's going to put the blinkers on, famished. Maybe it gets him a little bit more engaged. I don't know. Some people would feel like this is a move of desperation, try to find a few lengths on the winner. from last time. I mean, I don't know where else I'm supposed to go for second in here. So check out. You went to the horse who has the representative race that could get him close.
That's Blake B, the 6. Yeah, who I have second. He doesn't just have that race 2 back where he ran that 84 buyer and he won 50,000 starter allowance at Aqueduct. He's got 3 races, 2 other races where he repeated that same figure on the numbers I look at Belmont back in April and June. So he's not a one-hit wonder type of horse. He's produced that race a few times that if the big favorite doesn't run his A game, and this horse just runs like he has on several occasions, he's right there. And the horse is what, 12 to 1 morning line?
There's a horse in this race that always brings a smile to my face. It's the number 3 American Rule. He's in for the waiver today. American Rule is now 8 years old, and he was in the first race I ever called.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yep, first race I ever called.
How'd he do in that race?
He ran last. Angry Moon, Jewel Condisco, Angry Moon, Ajnadine, Colton, Mississippi, American Rule. Those were the 5 in the field. And he was in there.
And you don't even have him in your top 4.
I don't have
I'm
no,
ashamed.
No, I know. It's bad job by me. But he's in for the waiver today.
He didn't run terrible last start at all.
He didn't run terribly last time, no. But he's running it a little cheaper. And he's probably had a little bit more success, a little cheaper. But he's in for the waiver, and the Noda horses are starting to wake up a little bit. So, always a tip of the hat, though, when I see American Rule's name in the entry.
Okay. Yeah, and Money Mike the 5. You got 4 stretching out. I looked at his only race going a mile. He just didn't do anything.
Yeah, he didn't do much. But and he's first time off the claim for Jose. He was first time off the claim for Cameo and the Goldfarb barn and that money. I know the Cameo barn has cooled off a little bit, especially here in New York, but first off the claim, and it's still Goldfarb, so I wanted to give them a little nod as well.
Steiner scares me a little. We both have 3rd.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to see how much money that horse takes. That horse was a little interesting to me.
8 for 18. All right, race 8. 6 furlongs, state bred, allowance ops. We're claiming field in here, and Don't Lose Cruise. This horse, it was actually Irad's Ortiz's suggestion to put the blinkers on for this horse, who David Duggan said lost a little focus last time out, lugged out a little bit in the stretch. To me, again, he's going to get potentially some pace company, but even if he does, he's not going to have the pace that he had to deal with last time when he still held off Starquist. That was Acoustic Ave, who's a multiple 3-time stakes winner. The other speed in here is not near that quality. So for me, I'm not concerned.
No, I don't think there's much of a concern in here with him getting to the lead. The blinkers should help his focus. You see Rich Schosberg now retired, our colleague now on America's Day at the Races. Dave Duggan took over a bulk of the horses. You know, Dave Donk got a couple of the Edition Farm horses, the Vivian Malloy horses. Blinkers, like a lot of the 2-year-olds turning 3, gets Lasix. A few of the horses in here, the trainers opted not to give them Lasix, including the horse I picked, who we'll get to in a moment. But yeah, I mean, everything points to Don't Lose Cruise being a short price and being a very tough favorite. You mentioned some of the other speed in here, a little bit of cheaper speed. The 9 Saratoga Banker broke his maiden for a tag. McDonough coming in from Finger Lakes. Belt Parkway coming up from Parks. These are horses that they're just, Don't Lose Cruise is fast. He's a fast horse, and they're going to have their hands full on the front end with him. I went to What's Up Bro because What's Up Bro showed the ability last time out to sit just outside of the speed and run. This horse was all over the place first time out, and he looked like a horse that just absolutely needed his debut, that if he put it together second time was going to do what he did, and he galloped. And I think this is a horse with a little bit of a future. They only paid $55,000 for him. Bob Clasara's got a nice little horse on his hands. He's going to be the clear-cut second choice. Actually, he'll be the third choice because Starquist will take some money. I'm kind of convinced Starquist needs a little bit more ground.
Well, let's stick just real quick on What's Up, Bro, before we get Starquist. He never switched leads in the stretch, too, in that race.
Yeah, Jose kind of just left him alone.
Trainers saying he does it in the morning since then. So if he can do that, I thought a lot of upside with
Jose
him,
just kind of left him alone, let him do his thing. Jose kind of knew what was going to go on there, and Jose just kind of let him do his thing. When you're up 5, 6, 7 lengths, You don't have to worry about that too much.
Yeah.
You know, that's up to Bob and Jose to change that in the morning and fix that in the morning. You don't want to fix that in the afternoon. So we only have 4 minutes left, so we should
All
probably
right, back
wrap
to
this up.
Starquist real
But
quick.
yeah, and Starquist, I just think he needs a little bit more ground, especially when he's facing two horses. One in Don't Lose Cruz, who's already kind of established as a really nice and fast horse, and a horse like What's Up Bro, who I think has a little bit of a
I don't know
future.
why Eric Cancel was in a good position early in that race last time out, and he took back and gave this horse a lot to do. I kind of don't know why he did that.
Repeat the sentence again.
And this horse got a major setup too and wasn't able to seal the deal.
Repeat the sentence again.
Yeah. Race 9. Let's go to the nightcap. This becomes interesting because the cobbler, I know it was not a quick time on the debut, but he ran a figure that would dust this field by about 10 to 15 lengths. Came back, ran awful. It's been on the bench for almost a year. Tough to trust, but at least showed some ability in a recent work. I don't know what to do with this horse.
There's good news and bad news. The cobbler ran his first race. That's the good news. The bad news is the cobbler ran his second race.
Yeah.
If
What are
you're
you
playing
doing
a
with
pick 5, you're using them.
Protectively.
If you're going to Naira Bets and you're betting the last race, there's zero chance you can bet the horse to win at 2-1.
Yeah.
Whatever he's going to be. But you're not letting him beat you in the pick 5,
Yeah.
pick 4, the pick 3. Again, don't forget that we'll talk to you about in a minute. Starts in race 7, the late pick 3, $5,000 bonus if you hit and split it over at Naira Bets. But you're using them, obviously. I will. This was a bald spot on the back of the head. This could have, if I would have spent more time on this race, I would have added to it. So what I did was I settled on a spread of 1-4, 8-10, and I took the Hot Barn. Dave Dong's horse is starting to heat up. He almost won 3 the other day. I took Maddie's Marauder.
No, John. You're not going to use John's protege.
Probably not.
I like this horse quite a bit.
Okay.
Horse drops from 49 winners at 2, down to 16 today. Horse has the ability to sit, stock, not to be too far off it. In all of his dirt races, the exception of last time when he was in against Too Tough, have been very good and competitive
Too
at
Tough
Keeneland
last
as
time,
well.
you're right.
So that's a big drop for me. Manny Franco won the first 3 in the card yesterday.
He's okay. He rides okay.
National Rider of the Week. To me, he's the most consistent in here because I can't trust in any way the cobbler. I'm with you, though. Taco Bean, to me, the 6th, too, is an interesting horse because that horse is dropping as well. And that horse has races, several of them, that match up with, outside of the cobbler's debut, anybody in here and put him in the winner's circle. That horse, to me, is really interesting.
Yeah, you can't trust the cobbler to run his debut, and you can't assume he's going to run his last race. Kind of
Yeah.
like the porridge. It's going to be somewhere in between. Yeah, I thought Joke Meister made some sense for Mike Catalano shipping up from Parks. He had a race on the circuit early in his 3-year-old year last year in April. That was okay. He ran second for the 20. Now he's back at the bottom for the 20, for the 16-2 life.
Jokemeister get the lead, you think?
Yeah, I mean, he could. He's pretty fast. I mean, I hope he gets to the lead. He's one of the horses I'm using. So.
Interesting 9th to close it out.
Yes, it is.
Don't Lose Cruz going to be the most leaned on horse today, or no? Or is it going to be that Chad Brown horse in the maiden race?
It'll probably be the Chad Brown horse.
Yeah. Sourcing Network.
Yeah, Sourcing Network.
Yeah. Or hey, there's less chance of glory too. 3 potential leans for a
potential
lot of
leans.
people.
Yes.
Play it all.
Naira Bets.
Sign up started, $200 deposit match sign up bonus with the code MATCH200. Bet any track, anywhere, anytime. 30 minutes to post in the opener coming up. Indian Bella's not the favorite right now.
Wow.
Although
Who's
it will
the
be.
favorite right now?
The 3 for Viridia. Middle pick 4.
Viridia.
Anthony's favorite wager.
Yep.
You do play it, right?
Of course.
Begins in race 3. Going with Vegas weekend. And got to go after this today. Late pick 3, that's cash money being split among all the winning tickets of $5,000 in that late pick 3 on the card today at Aqueduct. Opt in. Don't forget to do that at NairaBets.com. Good luck today, everybody.
Narcos Day at the races. It's you.
Yeah. 2:30 Eastern start time on FS1. We will see you then. Look forward to it.
Yes, sir.
That was fun.
Yep.
Sorry I was late.
No problem. Have a good show. Chris up next, Scratches and Changes.
For almost 150 years, the Saratoga name has been synonymous with the finest quality, sustainably sourced spring water available anywhere. Saratoga carries on the rich tradition of its forefathers by crafting each stunning blue glass bottle with the same attention to detail and care that has been its hallmark for generations. Visit SaratogaSpringwater.com today or ask for us by name at your local market or restaurant. Saratoga Spring Water. Make every day exquisite.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Aqueduct. Coming up will be Race 1, start of the early Pick 5. Here are today's scratches and changes. The track is fast. Race 1 does kick off the early Pick 5. Scratch the 5, wait a minute. Scratch the 5, wait a minute in today's first. Race 2 is the start of the early Pick 4. The 3 races with no front shoes again. The 3, no front shoes again in today's second. Race 3 is the start of the middle Pick 4. It's clear, no changes in today's third. Race 4 is the start of the Pick 6. Scratch the 1 fantail. Scratch the 1 fantail in today's fourth. Race 5 is the start of the late Pick 5. Scratch the 1 Balpool. Scratch the 1 Balpool in today's fifth. Race 6, start of the late Pick 4 is clear. No changes in today's sixth. Race 7 is clear. No changes in today's seventh race. Race 8, scratch the 3 Kaz Palace. Scratch the 3 Kaz Palace in today's eighth race. And in race 9, scratch the 2 Raw Courage. Scratch the 2 Raw Courage in race number 9. The track is fast for a Sunday of racing here at Aqueduct. Early Pick 5 is next. Good luck.
Who you betting on? How about an app created specifically for horse racing? Naira Bets. We specialize in thundering hooves, fist pumping, and boosting your bankroll with robust weekly promotions. And offer betting tips from actual horse racing experts. Bet all day and night, nationwide. Get the action and thrill of horse racing with Naira Bets.